Hello there guys, it's CoolFox over here, and today I'm bringing you an unboxing and review of the X-Axis 4-wheel drive remote control car. This is obviously equipped with an electric motor since this works on batteries, shock absorbers for rough terrain, front and rear gear differentials, drive shaft assembly, and also high traction wheels which do not have any air inside for more traction. On the top you'll find the X-Axis logo again, and on the other side you'll find another picture of the electric car. So this works on the 2.4 GHz bandwidth, so the controller is also set to 2.4 GHz to communicate with the electric car. This uses LiPo batteries, which you have two of inside the box itself. Obviously it has the shock absorbers that we mentioned, and this is also supposed to be an all-weather device, so if there is any rain it should still work in that condition. Here you can see the scale, which is 1/18, the length which is of 280 millimeters, the width, the height, the wheel width itself, and also the net weight of the car itself, which is of around 0.6 kilograms, but the whole box itself is of around 1.4 kilos. On the other side you will find a schematic of the remote control. We will take a look at that later, as I will explain the different features of the remote itself. Here on the bottom you have some warnings about the battery itself, and also how many batteries the remote control takes, and it also says that they are not included, so you need to buy them on your own. So now opening up the box, you will find this inside along with the manual. So first of all we will take a look at the manual itself. So the manual is very important and you should take a look at it, since it shows you how to set up the car itself and also how to set up the remote control and how you can change all the different features that are on this remote control and on the car itself. Obviously you also have some other languages here, so once you take it out of the box you will have to remove the tape, and there you have the car itself. Underneath that you will find the remote control, which we will go through later as well, and you also find a little bag with the batteries included and also some other stuff which we will take a look at later. So starting off with the small bag, opening it up, inside you will find all the essentials that you need, such as a few extra hooks to hook the cover onto the frame itself, the battery, which is obviously very useful, and this is the extra one. There is one already installed inside the car, but it is not plugged in, so we'll take a look at that later. Now be careful, because the first package that arrived with the car had the battery very inflated, and it could mean that it would either explode or something, so these are very dangerous, so be careful. If you get an inflated battery, try and get a replacement. Nonetheless, I got a replacement for something else, which we will discuss later on. You also get this tool, so you can unscrew the car itself if there are any problems. You also get a small screwdriver and the battery charger, which charges through a USB. Now taking a look at the controller itself. This is all made out of plastic, and it feels really cheap unfortunately, but the wheel at least has a bit of padding here, so it is a lot more comfortable than the remainder of the remote control itself. Here you also have the throttle, which is also very plasticky, and here you also have this thing, which is actually the antenna inside of the plastic casing. Apart from that you have small grips here, which are a bit textured, but they are nonetheless still plastic, so you can tell the difference. And as you can see, it is made for left-hand use, so this is meant to be used with your left hand and steered with your right. And on the bottom you've got the battery cover, so popping that off you will see that it takes 3 AA batteries. Obviously these, as written on the outside of the box, are not included inside. And now the most important features of the remote control itself are these knobs here, these switches, and also the power on-off button, which is used to turn on and off the remote control itself. So going through the steering rate here, you've got a little knob which can go all the way down to 0 and all the way up to 10. Now this controls the sensitivity of the steering wheel itself, so if it's all the way up to 10, you will obviously have a lot more sensitivity on the electric car itself, so it will turn a lot faster. The throttle trim also increases and decreases the sensitivity of the throttle, so if it's all the way down it will accelerate a lot slower, and if it's all the way up it will accelerate a lot faster. So these here are some other switches, such as the N and R for the steering, so you can change the direction of the steering Obviously turning it on will try and connect with the remote control car, so this will be blinking, and once it's found it will come on as a solid red light. Now moving on to the remote control car itself, as you can see you also have the X-axis logo here. So here you've got 4 hooks which you should unhook to get to the battery, and there the body comes off very easily. And as I said before, this is all plastic. I mean, it is very durable and very flexible, so it should not really break that easily, but still be careful with it, since after all it is plastic. So inside you will find the electric motor, you'll find the on-off switch here alongside with the connector to the battery itself, the battery on this side underneath this piece of plastic which holds it down, and also some other wiring which is obviously important to connect the battery to the on-off switch. So unhooking the battery is the same process as unhooking the body. Taking this up and lifting it away, you have the battery, which you can then recharge or change to the other battery as you please. And then to put it back in, you just put this inside the slot and that inside of this ball point. Now the problem I had and the reason for returning my previous one was that one of these struts here broke. Now this, as you can see, is very thin. There's only this piece of plastic, so be careful with this. Again, it should not break, obviously. This is made for rough terrain, but still be careful on how to use it and where to use it. And if the vendor you buy it from is not like Amazon where they have great customer support, they might easily just tell you that it's your fault and they will not give you a replacement or a refund, so be careful with that. Apart from that, you have the shock absorbers here, which work very well. As I said before, these tires are deflated, and that is to gain more traction on the ground or wherever you are using this in. So to connect the battery, all you need to do is put in as indicated, and there the battery is connected. Turn it on, and now you should be able to turn on the remote control, and as you can see, it connects up automatically. Obviously now you can press the throttle, and here you can see that this is in fact 4-wheel drive. Okay, so now the battery is actually depleted. It has lasted me for around 10 to 15 minutes. It is rated at 20 minutes, so 15 minutes is not that bad. Obviously it is all dirty since I was playing with it in the dirt. Turning it upside down, you can see that this did get scratched up, but that is to be expected since this is plastic. So opening it up, let's see what dirt went inside of the plastic cover. Okay, so as you can see, this is also pretty dirty, but this is also to be expected. The battery will not be affected by this dirt, and neither will the connection since it was connected properly. To change the battery, you turn it off, take out the plug, take out the plastic piece. We will put that to the side. We will take the other battery, and here you can clearly see that a lot of dirt went under the battery itself. I would recommend cleaning this out before putting in the other battery, so I will do that real fast and come back. Something else I just noticed is that the electric motor is very hot to the touch. This is obviously since I was using it non-stop. After this battery runs out, I will check the temperature of the motor and I'll go back to using this until the battery depletes. So to charge the battery, all you need to do is put in the charging plug into the USB, then put the USB itself inside of a power source. As you can see, it is charging since the green light is blinking, so that means it's charging, and once it's fully charged, the green light will go out and there will only be the red light. Now to charge the battery, it will take around an hour and a half, so it takes a far longer time to charge than actually use. Now I would not recommend leaving these overnight, as these are dangerous batteries. Obviously they can explode if anything happens, so be sure to charge them the required amount and not much more. Okay, so the battery just stopped working. And let's check the temperature. You can see from here it's up to 64. Now it's cooling down a bit more. So I mean, be careful around this. Actually now on the sides here it's up to 67. So be careful with this if you are going to touch the electric motor after using it for a while, as it can get very hot. Here you can also see that the motor itself got really dirty. Now I am not sure how I'm going to wipe that out. I am probably going to use some kind of tissue, since obviously those are electrical parts. You need to be careful with water if you're going to use some kind of wipes. So yeah, I would suggest using tissues. For the rest of the car itself, you can use a wipe since all of it is basically plastic except for the switch itself. And I mean, the cables also have some plastic tubing, so that would not be a problem. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. If you wish to buy this car for yourself and check my review out on Amazon itself, you can press on the link down below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I would really appreciate it if you use the link below. This was CoolFox and I'm out. Peace.